Hey there, I'm Casey Kerr, and welcome to Believe. I'm really excited to have you here today. Today, we are going to be talking about leveraging the little moments in your life to create your big desires. And this is coming straight from my heart to yours because it's a lesson that I have learned very recently and has shifted a lot of things for me. And so, as always, I am my own first client. My whole quest has been born out of the frustrations that I've experienced in trying to live my best life, as Oprah says. Trying to be the best version of myself and create everything that I want to have in my life, in my relationships, in my business, which is so much more than a business to me. It's my lifeblood, it's my passion, it's my purpose, it's my mission. And outside of my husband and my son, it's really my reason for being here, right? So I'm wanting to help you leverage the little moments in your life to create your big desires in your relationship, your business, your career, your in your family, in your bank account, with your body, anywhere in your life. Because you are multifaceted, multidimensional. There are lots of parts to you, lots of layers to you. And so everything that we talk about is related to every part of who you are, and everything that shows up in one area shows up in all the areas. And every once in a while we are rocking on all cylinders in one or two areas of our lives, but there are always things that we want to do in other areas. So I take a very holistic approach to this, and am sharing it with you from that perspective. So do you ever find yourself in a place where you feel like you're doing everything right? You know, you're using a vision board or an intention board. I have both. People use mind movies. I haven't created one of those yet, but I've seen some, and they can be amazing, where you have, pictures and images of things that you want to create in your life, and you watch the movie over and over again. We have personal development plans. We have our annual goals that we set for ourselves, life plans that we've created, calendars, things that you do where you're looking ahead, 60 days, 90 days, a half a year, a whole year, 5-year plan, where you're getting clear on what you want, what your big picture visions and goals are. And recently what I realized was I've been doing all this work on getting clear about what it is that I want in all the areas of my life, and envisioning those outcomes. And it all of a sudden occurred to me that I had in my mind a feeling, an idea, an understanding of what I wanted, what I was looking for, what I was kind of waiting to co-create, to manifest, for it to come to realization. But I wasn't being clear enough about all of the circumstances or outcomes or situations, conversations, mini events, if you will, that would lead up to that, if that makes sense. So let me give you an example. Think about a wedding is a great example. When you planned your wedding, or if you've ever been involved in planning anyone's wedding, it's one day, right? It's a one-day event. And yet it can take up to a year to plan it, where you're thinking about what you're going to wear, where it's going to be held, what songs you're going to listen to, who's going to come, what food are you going to serve. So you're picturing this wedding day far off in advance, several months or a year out, and you're making all of these decisions, all of these choices leading up to it, because you're envisioning, how do I want people to feel? How do I, what do I want to, what kind of comments do I want to hear afterwards? How will I know they're having a great time? Will they all be dancing? Will they be saying, oh my God, the food was so amazing? What are the little things that are going to help you to recognize that this was a great event, a great day in your life, right? So you make it up based on all of those small pieces. And okay, this is going to become a double metaphor here, where, let's face it, so many of us, especially when you're younger, you think about your wedding is synonymous with your marriage. Your wedding is a one-day event that happens that you plan forever to get to, and it has absolutely nothing to do, really, with what your whole marriage is going to be like. But it's a symbol of that. And in many ways, the big picture events, the stuff that we put on our vision boards, on our intention boards, in our 90-day, 6-month, year-long, 5-year-long plan, are, like big singular goals that you're going to complete. And so you can be really, really clear about those. But what helps to speed those along and to make them happen more quickly is if you are keeping those big goals, big desires, big visions in mind every day when you have opportunities to make choices, have conversations, make decisions, to determine what actions you're going to execute on, what your focus is going to be in that moment. So in other words, you need to take advantage of every moment when you're faced with a challenge, a circumstance, a decision, and really envision what you want the outcome of that to be in the moment, and how you can tie it to the big vision, the big picture. So I'll give you an example from my own life, and this is what really brought this to the forefront for me, is that I have my intention board, and I know what my plan is. I know what my phase 1 is. I know what my phase 2 is. I know who my ideal clients are. I know that I'm in the process right now of promoting my new program, Fulfilled. And I'm envisioning the people that I want in it, and I'm experiencing people signing into it, people who are up-leveling from other programs that they've been in of mine, former clients who've come back and are anxious to get in on the program. And so I'm excited about that. And all of a sudden, I have this sense that I know what it is that I want for that program and for myself, and what I will recognize as evidence that I'm creating it and that I'm taking all the right steps and taking the right actions and doing the right things. But I suddenly realized, as I was just experiencing life day to day, that when I hit little snags, I would get kind of caught up in the moment of that and trying to fix it, and allowing myself to kind of get annoyed by what I was dealing with, what I was facing, and not taking the time to apply the bigger principle to this little moment. So what I've started to do and what I'm recommending that you do is that as you're experiencing these challenges, and they don't all have to be challenges, they, that are testing you or trying you or making your life difficult at this moment. They can just be, regular occurrences or things that are just part of the nature of your life in your relationship, in your business, etc. But taking a moment to actually sit and close your eyes and get very quiet and still and very clear about what it is, what the outcome is that you want from this small experience. How do you want it to turn out? Not what are all the pieces you want to control, but what's the essence of the outcome that you want? How do you want to feel? How do you want things to look? How do you want other people to feel? Don't worry so much about the minutia and the details, but really just get a sense of what you would like the outcome to be. So if you're facing a challenge and you're not sure how something is going to go, the normal sort of course of action for most of us is to imagine the things that could go wrong, how annoying this is, how frustrating it is, what we'd like instead, and then we try to, take action, see what we can do. And often it turns into you trying to avoid a particular situation. Like, I don't want that to happen, so I'm going to do everything I can do to avoid that. The problem is that puts you in a problem-focused state of mind. So you're giving more attention and energy to the problem. And you're getting yourself a little worked up over it and certainly distracted by it, so that you're not necessarily open to other things that might be solutions, could be opportunities unrelated to this particular challenge. In other words, you're taking your eye off the ball, the big picture ball, while you deal with this little piddly thing that you have to deal with. And maybe it's not little and piddly, maybe it's a big thing, but even still, it distracts you. It takes energy away from the big picture of what you're trying to accomplish. And it can affect your emotions to have you feeling more fear, doubt, anxiety, stress, tension, frustration, whatever. So instead, it's really important that you take a step back and you close your eyes and you take some deep breaths and you really get clear about what you would like the outcome for this particular scenario, situation, event, challenge. What do you want that outcome to be? How do you want to feel? What do you want it to look like? What do you want the end result to be? And just spend a few moments doing that and hold that focus. Don't worry about how you're going to do it or how it's going to happen. And that's hard. That's really hard. So pay attention to that piece of it and catch yourself when you find yourself trying to control that or trying to oversee it, trying to keep everything on track. Don't worry about that middle piece. Really commit to thinking about, here I am right now, here's what the problem is, here's what I want it to feel, here's what the outcome is that I am desiring, and just stay focused on that. And the more that you can tie in that outcome to what you want overall, then the more aligned everything is, the more what's the word I'm looking for? the more on track you become. And if you think about it, your big picture goals and desires, the things that you want to achieve, to accomplish, to attain, that which you aspire to, all of that stuff, it's going to take a little while to get there. It's probably not something that happens in the snap of a finger or one fell swoop, right? It happens over a period of time, over a series of events, over, you know, it's not going to be a one-step process. So if you hold the vision for the big picture, the macro, right, the general overall, what it is that you want to create, you hold the picture for that, you hold the vision and the focus for it, but you have to sort of work your way there through other circumstances, interactions, events, conversations. It takes more than one to get to that place. So the idea is for you to use every moment, well, maybe not every moment in your life, but use more of these daily moments to actually take the time to get clear on what the outcome is for each one of them, because they all together create this one big one over here. It's like it takes several bricks to create a wall. You know, it takes lots of what, I don't know, threads of yarn or threads of material to create a tapestry or a blanket, or so it's all made up of many other components, and it's important for you to be thinking of all of the moments of your life as contributing to these big events. So pay close attention throughout your day to what you're experiencing and how each of those experiences can contribute to the big outcome that you desire, and create the alignment between those. When I was an HR manager, and I was coaching other managers to manage their staff, develop their staff, we did that a lot through performance reviews and performance appraisals. And one of the things that I learned very early on was that people always tend to think that whatever it is that they're doing is an exception. There's a reason why it's different. I don't do this all the time. I'm just doing this right now because blah, blah, blah. But that's hardly ever true. We are all creatures of habit. We all have patterns that we are operating under every single day. And typically those patterns happen throughout different areas of your life. So it's really important for you to take a look at all of your actions, your thoughts, your language, your choices, your decisions, your behaviors, your habits, your patterns, so that you can see what you're doing over and over again. Reactions are a great example of that. You know, that we tend to react the same way to the same types of situations. And yet, when people point it out to us, it's human nature to say, oh, here's the reason why I did it that way. So what I'm asking you to do is now take a deeper look at yourself throughout the day, every day, as you're interacting with people, as you're reacting to them and to situations, as you're having conversations with people, as you are reacting to circumstances, outcomes, challenges. Be very mindful and awake and aware of how what is happening in that moment is a potential stepping stone to your big goal, your big vision, your big dream. and take a moment to imagine the outcome that you want, one that is going to potentially position you for that goal, desire, dream. And it's going to require you to be really honest with yourself and open with yourself, which is not always easy because there are things that you're not going to want to see about yourself. There are traits or habits or patterns that are going to make you feel like less than your best. But that's okay, because when you discover those, when you uncover those, and when you're brave enough to face them, you learn something from them. They give you a gift. And when you can take that information and change your patterns, change your language, the language that's going on up here, and some of the stuff that's coming out of here, when you can make changes to those and you change your choices, or you make your choices in the moment be ones that are aligned with what you want in the big picture, now you're cranking. Now you got some momentum going. And that's a hard thing to do, because in the moment, if you're tired or you're hungry or you're cranky or you're sick, or you've got a kid who's tired, hungry, cranky, you're sick, screaming in your face, you got pressures, you're worried about making deadlines, about paying bills, about delivering what you promised, any of those things can take you off your game in the moment. And they can make you, distract you, or make you choose something that is easier for you to live with in the moment. But often that choice is something that is going to help you, you think it's going to help you to avoid pain, or avoid facing yourself, or avoid seeing what you don't want to see, or avoid dealing with something you don't want to deal with. So you make a choice for what you think is right for you in this moment, because it's convenient, or it's easy, or it's the lesser of two evils, it's quick. And when you do that, it may be not aligned with this goal. And you think, it's okay. Right now, it's just what I have to do. But I ask you to really pay attention to how often you're doing that. Because if you're doing it here, and you're doing it here, and you're doing it here and here, then what do you think the chances are of you actually getting to this goal, this desire, this dream, creating this vision? Because it's all steps that create it. So, leverage the little moments of your life to create the big desires by actually paying attention in the moment and asking yourself what you want the outcome of this small scenario to be. And make sure that it is aligned with this big goal. And if it's not, then take a step back, take a deep breath, ask for guidance, ask for strength, ask your friend, ask your partner, ask your kids, ask your mother, ask whoever you need to ask for support, so that you can make the decision, make the choice, take the action over here in the moment that's aligned with what you really want. And when you make a habit and a pattern and a lifetime of doing this, you will achieve your goals. You will realize your dreams. You will create the circumstances that you want to live in, because life is a series of little moments. Life is what happens between Christmas and your birthday and your promotion and your big break. Life happens every day, in all those little moments. So take advantage of them, use them, leverage them. You have to change the way that you think, the way that you see things, the way that you plan, the way that you react, the way that you operate, the way that you talk to yourself, and the way that you interpret things in order to achieve, attain, accomplish your desires. Because if you don't have them now, you're not living it now, then you got to do something different. So start with this. Start small. It's simple. It's not always easy. And if you need support, there is support all around you. I would love to support you in this in whatever way I can. So leverage me. Or find someone like me who says things that inspire you, that help you to understand things and see things differently, that fill in the gaps. Find who that person is for you, or who those people are for you, and leverage them. Study with them. Get support with them. There are so many of us who are here to do that, because that's our job. That's our purpose. And if you're watching me right now, I have a sneaking suspicion that that's your purpose too. And if you're not living it, and you're not feeling like you're living up to your potential, not fully fulfilled, not completely satisfied with how you're showing up in the world and what you're doing and who you're being, and you know there's more for you, and I know that there are people out there waiting for you, then I would love to help you get to that place. So reach out to me. You can find me all over Facebook, Casey Farrell Kerr. You can find me through my show, Believe. And you can find me via email, casey@findyourroar.com, or visit my website, findyourroar.com. But get the support that you need, because the world is waiting for you. And we're going to be talking about that really soon. In the next couple of shows, we're going to be talking a lot more about the call, the calling, and what you're hearing, what you're seeing, what you're sensing, what you're feeling, the world has in store for you and needs from you. And I promise it's going to knock your socks off. If you're interested at all in moving forward and getting this support, I'm launching a new program called Fulfilled, where I'm helping you build all of the emotional muscles that you need to take the most advantage of the brilliant gifts that you have, and to take advantage of the opportunities that are out there for you to help the people that you're here to help. So reach out and let me know if you'd like more information, because right now I'm doing this word of mouth and word of show. So reach out, Casey@findyourroar.com. And I just want to say how much I appreciate you for being here with me and playing along with me and being on this journey with me. And I am really excited about all of the things that are happening that are going to help me to grow and help you to grow. And I'm so thrilled to be a part of that. And I'm so grateful for you. So thank you so much for joining me today. And I would love to hear what this has opened up for you. and what you're getting out of it. So please share, send me comments on Facebook. So until next time, big hugs and a big roar from Casey Kerr. Thanks for joining us here on Believe. Bye-bye. Have a great day. Mwah.